Good evening. This video is for anybody that's a taxpayer that lives in a county, specifically Logan County is what I'm going to be talking about here. Wednesday night, we had a Logan County board meeting, and during the public comment section, a friend of mine, myself, and my wife raised the concerns around the decommissioning agreements. You can look at the prior posts and get caught up there and what the deal is there. But anyway, we had asked the status of those decommissioning agreements, and it was mentioned that the prior zoning officer and the secretary of the zoning office, I suspect that's her title. I don't really know for sure. I can't remember what her title is, but those two had been spending some time over at the old zoning office looking for those documents. The way that I understood her comments, and again, you can watch the video for yourself, is that those documents were being held at the zoning office. That's where they expected them to be. And I raised the question whether or not those documents should be held at the zoning office. The position I was taking is that those documents should be maintained at the point where business is being held, and that is the Logan County Board office, not the zoning office. And it wasn't a strong an agreement, but the chair agreed with me that yes, those documents should be held at the Logan County Board office. So, and I will provide a statute in the comments that actually support that position. The second piece is around who's responsible for maintaining those documents. Now, there's a second statute I will quote in the comments that indicate the chairperson is responsible for maintaining documents, records management. So I think if we're going to establish who's responsible, point of responsibility, that would lie on the chair. So we'll start with that point there. The second point is around do they know how to manage these records? Now, the chairperson had emailed me a few months ago and stated that she was appointed 4 years ago to the chair of the Records Commission, Illinois Records Commission. So I believe that our county chair does know and is fully aware of the responsibility and how these records should be, what's the requirement of these records and how they should be managed. So I think that we can establish an understanding of responsibility and what needs to get done, how they need to be stored. So I think if we can just assume that there's a clear line of accountability and there is knowledge of how to do it, we're going to jump to the other point that was made, and that is she has a full-time job, and being the chair of the Logan County Board is a part-time job. She is not in the office every day, and that's a fair point. So I don't think we can transfer responsibility to the office staff, which I think was also indicated in terms of who's accountable. But having a part-time chairperson responsible for such important documents, I don't know if that's a fair, ask of us. So that's where I'd like to get your thoughts. So here's where my thoughts are at. If she is not capable of, for whatever reason, keep maintaining those documents, and hard telling what other documents have been lost, right? Or misplaced, or whatever, however you want to say it, then should we hold her accountable if we can all agree that maybe she doesn't, for all practical purposes, part-time chairperson can't carry that responsibility, then I think it becomes an institutional issue. The county board as an institution needs to deal with that. And I'm going to suggest that we take it to the full board and then let the full board speak to the issue. But I'd like to get your thoughts. Are there other options that we could take? There's a position called a county administrator that can be established and take those responsibilities. Maybe there's some other methods, practices and policies that need to be taken to handle these sorts of things. Because looking forward, this is not going to be the end of the story. There are many, many other documents that are going to go across her desk or whoever, takes over afterwards, their desk, and they need to be managed properly. So I need your thoughts. So there's people out there, folks out there that have some good ideas, and I think if you could share it in the comments, we can share those thoughts, and then we can put together some notes to bring back to the board for them to consider. So, looking for your help. I will provide those statutes so that we can clarify the accountability, who's responsible for that, and then we'll just find out, what we should do moving forward. So, looking forward to your feedback.